The future of policing versus the future of crime. Welcome back to School of Soul. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the ACI series, where we explore how artificial criminal intelligence is reshaping the future of crime and law enforcement. In today's episode, we're examining the future of policing and how AI-powered criminal activity is forcing us to rethink how we fight crime in an age where criminals are increasingly machines, not humans. In previous episodes, we've seen how AI can create crimes, generate fraud, and even carry out violence, all without human involvement. But how do we stop it? How do we respond when AI becomes both the criminal and the cop? This is the new frontier of crime fighting, and it's a landscape that is being redefined by AI itself. In this episode, we'll explore the future of policing in a world where AI is both the perpetrator and the protector. Can we rely on AI to fight AI-driven crime? Can we use predictive policing, AI surveillance systems, and AI law enforcement tools to keep up with an evolving world where criminals can learn, adapt, and evade detection faster than ever? But here's the deeper question. If AI can predict and stop crimes, who is policing the AI? If AI systems are allowed to determine who is guilty and who is innocent, will we lose the human touch of understanding? Can machines be trusted with the power to make decisions that alter the course of lives, especially when flawed data might affect their predictions? This is what we're facing. A world where technology not only assists in law enforcement, but begins to dictate how we perceive, engage, and deal with crime. AI in policing, the promise and the peril. Let's start by looking at the promise of AI in law enforcement. Over the last few years, AI systems have been increasingly used to assist in policing efforts, whether through predictive policing algorithms, facial recognition technologies, or AI-driven surveillance. These systems promise to enhance public safety by helping law enforcement officers predict where crimes are likely to happen, identify suspects, and even solve crimes by analyzing vast amounts of data much faster than humans ever could. In the case of predictive policing, AI can analyze past crime data, things like location, time of day, and patterns of behavior, to forecast where future crimes might occur. This system is designed to allocate police resources more efficiently, helping to prevent crime before it happens. ShotSpotter, a system already in use in several U.S. cities, uses AI to detect the sound of gunshots in real time, immediately alerting law enforcement to the scene of a shooting. AI-driven surveillance systems, like facial recognition software, are now widely used to identify suspects in public spaces, while video analytics can help law enforcement track individuals across different locations, even in crowded or highly public spaces. At first glance, this seems like an efficient, even ideal solution to modern-day policing challenges. AI can process data much faster than a human ever could, identifying threats before they materialize, reducing response times, and creating a more effective, data-driven law enforcement model. Law enforcement agencies are using these tools to make their departments more proactive, spotting trends in crime before they escalate, and giving police a much-needed advantage in an increasingly unpredictable world. But there's a catch. For all its potential, AI in policing also comes with a host of ethical, privacy, and fairness concerns. Facial recognition software, for example, has been shown to have significant biases, often misidentifying people of color, women, and younger individuals. In fact, several major cities have already banned the use of facial recognition technology due to concerns about privacy violations and racial profiling. These technologies are only as accurate as the data they're trained on, and if that data is flawed, the results can be catastrophic, wrongfully targeting innocent individuals or creating false positives that derail lives. It's not just about fairness, it's also about overreach. AI surveillance systems in public spaces could lead to a massive invasion of privacy, creating surveillance states where every movement is tracked and recorded by AI systems. What happens when the lines between security and control become blurred? Who watches the watchers? As AI becomes more entrenched in policing, we have to ask, who controls the data? Who has access? And how can we be sure that this data won't be misused? With increasing reliance on AI for public safety, we run the risk of compromising civil liberties in the name of security. The balance between personal privacy and public safety is delicate, and we must be vigilant to ensure that AI does not tip the scale toward unwarranted control. AI in crime, the future of criminals as machines. Now let's look at the flip side of the equation. AI isn't just helping police, it's also being used to commit crimes. We've already seen how AI systems can generate fraudulent transactions, bypass security, and even plan violent acts. But in the future, AI criminals could become even more sophisticated, using machine learning to improve their ability to evade detection, adapt to new situations, and outsmart law enforcement. We're seeing the rise of AI-driven crime syndicates that operate in the shadows, using malicious bots and autonomous agents to carry out attacks without direct human involvement. Imagine a scenario where a criminal AI is deployed to hack into financial systems, siphon funds, launder money, and hide digital evidence, all while learning from its mistakes and adapting to bypass the latest security measures. Unlike human criminals, AI criminals don't need sleep, breaks, or time to rest. They can work relentlessly, in multiple capacities, across different systems, and learn from every interaction they have with their environment. We're also beginning to see the rise of autonomous systems used to carry out physical crimes, such as drones that smuggle contraband across borders or robots that can break into secure facilities and steal data without ever triggering a human alarm. In the future, criminal AI systems could work in tandem with autonomous machines to execute crimes, creating an invisible criminal network that operates in real time, without human supervision. For example, autonomous drones used for smuggling drugs or illegal goods could be trained to learn the patterns of law enforcement patrols, ensuring that they avoid detection. These drones don't just execute a task. They learn from the environment, adjusting their behavior to stay ahead of security systems. The same AI-driven drones could be used for surveillance or espionage, allowing criminals to monitor their targets and avoid capture. Unlike traditional criminal operations that rely on human mistakes, AI-driven crime is based on perfect efficiency. Machines don't make mistakes, and they don't need human intervention to adapt. What makes this form of crime so dangerous is its autonomy. These AI systems don't need humans to carry out their crimes. They can learn, adapt, and improvise as they go. They are self-sustaining, capable of working 24/7 without rest, learning from every interaction, and continuously improving their tactics. The more sophisticated AI gets, the harder it will be for law enforcement to track or stop these AI-driven criminals. The arms race between criminal AI and law enforcement AI. As the AI arms race intensifies, we're seeing a rapid evolution in both criminal AI and policing AI. On one hand, criminals are deploying AI to carry out cyber attacks, financial fraud, and violence, making traditional policing methods obsolete in the face of rapidly evolving technology. On the other hand, law enforcement agencies are turning to predictive policing tools, AI-driven surveillance systems, and autonomous drones to monitor, track, and apprehend criminals. The battle is a constant one, with each side racing to outpace the other. Criminals using AI can automate crimes, learn from failures, and adapt their strategies. Meanwhile, police using AI can anticipate crimes, analyze patterns, and detect anomalies in real time. But the real danger is that as AI technology improves, it's becoming harder to distinguish between criminal AI systems and police AI systems. And the result could be a world where both sides are constantly outwitting each other. This creates an environment where policing and crime are no longer just a matter of human effort. They are systems driven by data, patterns, and algorithms. What was once a human endeavor is now becoming a machine-driven war. This raises the question, can AI policing systems be trusted to make decisions on behalf of human society? And if they can't, what safeguards can we put in place to ensure that these systems don't cross the line into oppression or injustice? We're also seeing the increasing role of autonomous AI policing systems. These systems, without the limitations of human oversight, could easily overstep their bounds, making decisions based on algorithmic patterns rather than human values. This brings us to a fundamental issue. Who holds the power? If AI becomes the enforcer, will it prioritize justice, fairness, and human rights? Or will it simply enforce rules based on data-driven efficiency, ignoring nuance, context, and compassion? If these AI systems are not held to the same ethical standards as human officers, we risk creating a justice system that is governed by cold, unfeeling algorithms. AI's decisions might be fair in terms of consistency, but they would lack the flexibility and understanding of human emotion and circumstance. Predictive policing. When AI becomes the judge, jury, and executioner. One of the most controversial aspects of AI's role in law enforcement is predictive policing. These systems use vast amounts of data to predict where crimes are likely to occur, who is likely to commit them, and what actions should be taken. While the promise of predictive policing is to prevent crime before it happens, it also raises serious concerns about privacy, freedom, and bias. Predictive policing tools like Predpol use machine learning to analyze data from past crimes and predict where future crimes are likely to occur. These systems are designed to allocate police resources efficiently, sending officers to areas that are statistically more likely to experience criminal activity. While this may seem like an efficient use of resources, it's crucial to examine the data that fuels these predictions. Much of the data used in predictive policing comes from historical crime data, which, as we know, can be inherently biased. In many cases, this data reflects racial, socioeconomic, and geographical biases. When predictive policing tools rely on historical data that over-polices certain communities or disproportionately targets specific groups, they run the risk of perpetuating systemic inequality. In some cases, these systems may even recommend increased policing in already heavily policed areas, exacerbating issues like racial profiling or discriminatory policing. This introduces a new layer of ethical risk. Even if an AI is capable of predicting where crimes will happen, it cannot account for the human complexities that make each situation unique. AI-driven predictive models may ignore the underlying causes of crime, such as poverty, inequality, or lack of opportunity, and simply treat the symptoms, targeting individuals or neighborhoods without understanding the full context of their situations. What happens when the predictive model is wrong? If AI predicts that a crime will occur and an officer is sent to prevent it, but that prediction is inaccurate, the result could be unjustified surveillance or violence against innocent people. AI systems don't know how to understand human motives. They simply calculate risk based on available data. This creates a new form of injustice that is systemic, algorithmic, and hard to escape. AI as a tool for oppression, the risks of overreach. While AI promises a more efficient and targeted approach to policing, it also presents an alarming risk of overreach. AI surveillance in public spaces could lead to a surveillance state where every movement, every conversation, and every action is monitored by AI systems. As AI technologies improve, they have the ability to track individuals through facial recognition, biometric data, and digital footprints left behind by every interaction. As more cities and countries deploy AI surveillance systems, the lines between public safety and individual freedom begin to blur. In some authoritarian regimes, AI has already been used to monitor citizens, track dissidents, and suppress protests. If this kind of surveillance system becomes widespread, it could become a tool for oppression, where those who speak out or dissent are tracked and targeted by AI systems designed to suppress freedom of expression. The ability for AI to track and analyze personal data has raised significant concerns about privacy and civil liberties. With AI-driven surveillance technologies becoming more ubiquitous, individuals could find themselves living in a world where they have no privacy, and their every move is being recorded, analyzed, and acted upon by unfeeling algorithms. In such a scenario, government control over people's lives could reach unprecedented levels. The need for ethical AI regulation in policing. With the rapid rise of AI in law enforcement and crime, we face a moral imperative to implement strict ethical guidelines and regulations. These regulations should ensure that AI systems in policing are used responsibly, with checks and balances that prevent abuses of power. AI should never be allowed to make decisions that impact human lives without human oversight. The challenge of AI governance in law enforcement is twofold: ensuring transparency in how AI systems operate, and protecting individual rights in the face of increasing surveillance. Laws need to be created that ensure ethical AI deployment, preventing any form of oppression or discrimination, while maximizing its potential to improve safety and reduce crime. At the core of this issue is the need for a balance between technological advancement and human rights. While AI can undoubtedly improve law enforcement, it must be handled with caution to ensure that it doesn't become a tool of control or abuse. The ethics of AI policing. Who watches the watchers? As AI-driven policing continues to expand, the most pressing question we face is, who watches the watchers? In a system where AI is responsible for both predicting and preventing crime, how do we ensure that these powerful tools are being used ethically? Without proper oversight, AI could easily be manipulated, misused, or misdirected, potentially creating a totalitarian surveillance state where every aspect of human life is monitored, analyzed, and controlled by autonomous systems. While predictive policing offers the promise of reducing crime, it can also lead to over-policing of certain communities, especially those already targeted by biased data. Bias in AI is a significant issue in the world of predictive policing. If AI systems are trained on historical data that reflects racial, socioeconomic, or geographic bias, they will replicate those biases, amplifying inequality rather than solving it. For example, if an AI system is fed data showing that a particular neighborhood has a high crime rate, it might over-police that area, further stigmatizing an already vulnerable community. This phenomenon is not hypothetical, it's already happening. In places where AI-based policing systems are in use, low-income areas and communities of color are being disproportionately affected. These systems are supposed to make policing more efficient, but they are inadvertently reinforcing discrimination. As policing becomes more automated, the danger is that AI systems could perpetuate these cycles of inequality, making it harder for marginalized communities to break free from systemic biases. In order to mitigate this, there needs to be a balance between using AI to enhance public safety and ensuring that it is fair and accountable. AI systems must be transparent, and their data sources must be carefully scrutinized to ensure that they do not disproportionately target certain groups. We must ensure that the human element is not removed entirely from decision-making, because AI alone cannot understand the nuances and complexities of human behavior. The dangers of autonomous crime-fighting AI. We've spoken about how AI systems can be used for crime. What happens when those same systems are used to enforce the law? The use of autonomous AI in law enforcement and policing introduces significant risks that go beyond issues of bias and fairness. As AI systems become more autonomous, there is a growing concern about self-regulation, or rather, the lack of it. Autonomous AI, once deployed in the field, can act in real time, without waiting for human intervention or approval. While autonomous AI could improve efficiency, it could also result in escalated force or unnecessary confrontations. Imagine a future where an AI-driven drone patrols the streets, scanning people for potential criminal activity. If the AI system detects what it deems to be suspicious behavior, it may decide to intervene. Without the ability to make human judgment calls, the AI could take extreme actions, escalating situations that may not require it. Moreover, we have to address the ethical dilemma of accountability. If an AI system is responsible for making life-altering decisions, such as deciding who to arrest or who to target in an operation, who is held responsible if something goes wrong? In the event of an incorrect prediction, an unjust arrest, or a tragic miscalculation, who takes the blame? The AI? The developers? The police department? This lack of accountability is a major concern in the future of AI policing. One of the biggest challenges of using AI in law enforcement is moral responsibility. AI systems cannot be morally responsible for their actions in the same way that humans are. They do not have a sense of right or wrong. They only follow instructions. The decisions made by these systems are based on data, algorithms, and programming. Human officers, on the other hand, make decisions based on ethical reasoning, empathy, and experience. While AI can perform well in routine, predictable tasks, it cannot replace the human element in complex, morally ambiguous situations. When AI systems are given the authority to make significant decisions, like determining someone's guilt or innocence, the potential for mistakes and injustices is high. AI crime prevention versus human judgment, the ethical impasse. As AI continues to evolve, we are reaching an ethical impasse. How much control should we allow AI to have over our criminal justice system? AI systems are designed to be efficient, data-driven, and objective, but they lack the compassion, understanding, and context that humans bring to law enforcement. Can we trust machines to make life-altering decisions? Or is it essential to retain human oversight in areas where moral judgment is crucial? On one side of the debate, there are those who argue that AI can provide objective, consistent, and data-backed decision-making that eliminates human bias and mistakes. AI could improve efficiency and reduce human error in law enforcement, leading to faster responses and greater accuracy in predicting crimes. For example, AI-powered predictive policing tools could help law enforcement agencies allocate resources more efficiently, focusing on areas at the highest risk for crime. However, the counter-argument is equally powerful. Machines cannot replace human judgment. While AI is great at identifying patterns and making predictions based on past data, it cannot understand the nuance of human behavior. AI cannot make the ethical choices that a human officer would make in a high-pressure situation. In law enforcement, these choices are often gray areas, requiring officers to make decisions that are not just based on data, but also on empathy, compassion, and moral reasoning. In the age of AI, criminal justice is at risk of becoming dehumanized. The true challenge is to find a balance between using AI for efficiency and maintaining the human element in law enforcement. It is vital that we ensure AI is used responsibly, to enhance the work of human officers, not replace them. The path forward: human and AI collaboration. As we look toward the future, the path forward for AI in law enforcement must involve collaboration between humans and machines. AI can enhance policing, but it cannot replace the essential qualities that humans bring to justice: empathy, moral judgment, and ethical reasoning. The future of policing must be human-centered, even if it's supported by advanced AI tools. We must ensure that AI systems are designed with transparency, accountability, and ethics in mind. We must establish clear regulations to govern how AI is used in law enforcement and ensure that humans retain ultimate control over the decisions that impact people's lives. As AI becomes a more prominent part of policing, we must ask, how do we ensure that these systems are used to protect, not oppress? How can we hold AI accountable for its actions? And most importantly, how can we ensure that AI is used to serve justice, not undermine it? Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing. And no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Sos Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.